In the name of Allah, who is the King of Kings and Lords of Lords, a very beautiful night, evening, and morning to all of you who are watching us through this live stream on my Facebook profile and YouTube channel. So, welcome back to Whispers of Wisdom, where we explore growth, leadership, and purposeful living. So, this is me, Abdullah Basi AI Wala, and I'm a member of Rehan's AI Teacher Institute. So today I'm honored to welcome Grace Adifa. She's a microbiologist and a visionary behind the Royal Dog. She beautifully blends science, creativity, and leadership to inspire personal transformation from the inside out. Grace is passionate about intentional living, consistency, and empowering young individuals to become better version of themselves. Grace, welcome to the podcast. We are excited to have you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Abdullah. It's such a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Okay. So everyone, please sit back and listen closely. So let's dive into the conversation. Uh,
All right.
so, as you describe yourself as a microbiologist and passionate about the unseen world, so what does first pull you towards microbiology, and what keeps you curious about it today? And tell me that what is microbiology?
Okay, so I'll start with what is microbiology. So, microbiology is a field in science that deals with the study of microorganisms and, minute elements that we cannot see. Because as humans in our environments, we are exposed to so many microorganisms that even we can't see. So, these microorganisms are very tiny, they are little creatures that we cannot see with our eyes, except with the use of a microscope. So, microbiology is that field of science that helps to explore and study these various microorganisms, how they impact our health, how they impact our societies, and the influence that they have on us as humans. So that's microbiology in summary. Thank you.
Okay, that's great to hear. So now tell me that science demands precision while creativity thrives on freedom. So how do you personally balance these two very different worlds?
Okay, yes. One thing is it boils down from a place of interest. When you are very passionate and interested in something, you would always try to make sure everything work. Even if sometimes you might not be able to make time for it, you will try to put in the work, try to make time, create time. So what I do is that during my undergraduate days, I would reference back to that when I was an undergraduate in school. This attending lectures, going to class, having lectures, projects, practicals in the laboratory, and all of that, it was really time consuming. But at the other hand, I was also developing myself in public speaking, reading books, observing some mentors online and all of that. So these things were able to help me develop myself, to groom myself to the kind of person I want to be. Even if I'm not, where I want to be yet, we are all becoming, we're all developing ourselves. But somehow I was able to find balance and just put things in place as the journey progresses. Yes.
So that's good to hear. Yeah, public speaking, reading books, it all is very important in our life. So now tell me that your brain, the royal dog, is very unique and powerful. So now tell me that what does the name represent for you and how did it come to your life?
Okay, yes, the Royal Duak. It's a name I gave to myself, and based on my engagement with people. So I would break it down. DOA Doak means daughter of a king. So it's a unique way. It's actually a unique way of writing of writing princess. Yes. So then combine it together with royal. So it's a kind of awareness I give to myself that I am royal. I'm royalty, and I try to tell others too that we are not less. We should not feel less of ourselves. We are royalty. We can do whatever we want to do as much as we set our hearts to them and put in the work. So it comes from a place of awareness. I'm self-aware of who I am, even though I'm on a journey of becoming. And then I try to preach it and tell others too that there is more to who they are, as much as they are willing to put in the work and develop themselves. So the Royal Duak is a brand that passes this form of personal development, intentional living, leadership across all sectors. So I try to imbibe this culture. The some of my mentees that I have and the people I try to engage with, I just try to teach them. Some of my posts on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and the likes, I just try to pass on the knowledge that we can develop ourselves beyond where we are. We just have to have that awareness that we are royalties. Basically, yes, that's it.
Oh, that's very awesome. Now tell me that if my Pakistani people want to join this Royal Dogs, so how it's possible for them to have personal development like that?
Okay, that's a great one. So actually, I have this growing community of individuals who are interested in developing themselves, especially in this area where it's more of social media. Putting yourself out there, public. Growing in public. Yes, putting yourself out there, letting people know what you do. Even either on even if you're an undergraduate, you're a student, or whatever level it is that you are. Once you have that awareness, you have that self awareness, you can join as much as you're willing to commit to whatever it is that you want to do. So there's a WhatsApp community where I just train people, teach them, engage with them from time to time, just to encourage them. Yes, so it's open to as many who are interested.
Okay, please share that with me on my WhatsApp, and I will be sharing also. And so I was having some research on you. Like I was scrolling your LinkedIn, and I came to know about a statement like leadership is not an achievement; it's an assignment. So can you explain it? What does it basically come to you?
Okay, yes, that quote is from Miss Margaret Jackson. There was a leadership summit I attended last year, December, because I belong to a growing community, the Fourth Institute. And this community is one which is based on, leadership. There are different leadership courses and modules. So I participated in one of the courses last year, and we had this end of the year kind of gathering summit. So during the summit, Ms. Margaret Jackson made that statement. She said, "Leadership is not an achievement; it's an assignment." So, in the sense that, as humans, as people, we have an assignment in our community, in our society. We have one particular role that we have to play. So, as humans, myself and yourself, we have our quota, we have our roles to play in our community. So it is an assignment, it is not an achievement. It is not until you are the president of your country, it is not until you are the governor or whatever position. No, it is an assignment in our day-to-day routine, in our day-to-day activities. We are leaders and we're expected to contribute to our society. So that's where the quote comes from. It comes from a place of believing that leadership is not just until you achieve a position or you get this kind of thing. It is in our life, the kind of lifestyle we live, the contributions we make to our society daily. So it's our assignment, it's our duty, it's our responsibility. Anywhere we find ourselves, we are leaders. Yes.
Oh, that's a wonderful idea. So, like Rehan Foundation is also making leaders. Like, if a person is, my name is Abdullah, I'm AI wala. Same, there are many other students like Abdullah A Water wala, Abdullah Poverty wala. They want to eradicate poverty from Pakistan and same water issues from Pakistan. They are also doing their specific role over there. So yeah, it's a very beautiful Rehan Foundation. So moving toward next question. Another post you shared on your LinkedIn was like, vision without action is a beautiful idea that never leaves the room. Can you explain me that?
Can you come again?
A vision without action is a beautiful idea that never leaves the room. You shared posts of someone with this.
Okay, yes. So we have, just like I just let me back down on what I said just now. We are leaders and we are responsible for our community. We are responsible in our actions and whatever we do. So sometimes even when we have ideas and we have initiatives, when we don't act on them, they just remain there. When you have an idea but you don't take another step to implement it, because having an idea is on one hand, but implementing it and putting action is another hand. So if the idea just stays there and it's just in your mind, or you write it in your notepad, or it's just somewhere, but you don't implement, you don't take actions, ideas will always remain ideas, they will not leave the room. But when you implement, when you take action, even if you don't have all the resources to start that project or whatever it is right now, you can share your ideas with someone who is a mentor or a senior colleague in the field. They can provide advice, they can guide you, mentor you, and all of that. So if the idea just remains there, it's always be there. But if you seek for mentorship, you ask people, take action, then and it becomes a work in progress. Yes, that's it.
Oh yes, action speaks louder than words. Yeah.
Yeah.
So You often speak about building lives with intention, purpose, and consistency. What does intentional living look like in your daily routine?
Yes, intentional living is something that is broad, and it's something that we must really be committed to because it's beyond the word intention. It's beyond the word I want to or I wish to. You know, when we have plans but we don't stay intentional about them, they tend to remain plans. But when we are intentional and we take actions, then we implement them and we make progress. So to me, intentional living would in a day-to-day activity would mean, okay, I have a list of activities I want to carry out today. I list them out. Most times I have a to-do list of my daily activities. Okay, I want to do this today. I want to do that today. I want to reach out to this person. And so, one after the other. Sometimes it might not really be in the order where I listed them in my to-do list. It could be as necessity brings it. Maybe during the day I just remember, oh, I need to do this. It might even be at the bottom of my list. But when I see that it is priority and I might forget because sometimes we're busy with our activities and we tend to leave one task and do the other one. So sometimes I just look through and say, oh, I need to do this. So I get to it. So intentional living in practical terms or in terms of maybe daily living is setting goals, setting priorities, and seeing to them, okay, this is what I want to do today. I go through them one after the other and I try to carry them out as much as I need to. And one thing we must always bear in mind with intentional living is that we are not doing it for necessary. We're doing it because in some cases it makes an impact in the life of that person whom you are doing it to. Let's say I'm rendering a service or maybe a mentee who has reached out to me and needs my advice. So that way I'm creating an impact even in the little ways. So intentional living comes from a place where you know that your actions have consequences on the life of the person you are helping. So intentional living is very broad, but it all comes from a place of understanding that the actions we take have effect on people on people. Yes, that's it.
Oh, okay, you are full of knowledge, I guess. So now tell me that beyond your lab, you focus on empowering young, driven individuals. So what gap did you notice that make you step inside this role?
Okay, thank you. Just like I said, I graduated recently. I graduated about less than 2 years ago, and I just noticed that so many people, because like myself during my undergraduate days, I didn't really see myself where I wanted to be. I was just living each day at a time. So after graduation, I really noticed that this is a gap, and I wanted to fill in that gap and help people discover themselves, or even help people who already have discovered themselves to have a right path, how to go about it. Some people have ideas, some people know what they want to do, but they don't really know how to go about it. So I kind of stepped into be a mentor, provide help people, guide them in the little way I can. I am a microbiologist. I'm not vast in all fields, so I just help based on the knowledge I have. I also have my mentors whom I look up to, whom I ask for ideas and all of that. So I noticed that gap in people, especially undergraduates and even ex-students or students who are looking to go to university and all of that. So it's the interest and the passion to help people develop themselves was what bet this idea for me to start all of that. Yes.
Okay, that's wonderful. So now tell me that you blend self-awareness with leadership. Why do you think self-awareness is often missing in the leadership conversation?
Yes, I said something like that earlier. It all starts with self awareness. When you are aware of who you are, when you know that you have potentials, when you know that you have capabilities, and there is a lot that is in you, as humans, as living creatures, we all have talents, we all have potentials. But self-awareness is what makes those potentials come to realization sometimes. But so because of low self-esteem and not understanding what it is that they really can offer to their community, they have been relegated to the background. Some people even tend to commit suicide or take their lives because they don't really know who they are. They don't really know what they can offer to society. So self-awareness is something critical in our society, especially for young and growing people. So I see that self-awareness and leadership, they go hand in hand actually, because Even aside from self-awareness, community awareness, society awareness is what would make you realize that okay, there's a problem in this community, there's a problem in this society. And I feel like I, even if I cannot fully provide the solution, from what I know, I can try to help, I can try to step in, I can try to, even from the SDGs, the 17 sustainable development goals, if it's quality education or whatever it is, climate action, we have our little actions that we can contribute towards these goals. So it all starts from awareness from within and even from, the environment at large.
Oh, that's good to hear. So now tell me that for someone listening right now who feels stuck or directionless, what is the first mindset shift you would recommend for that?
Okay, thank you. We all tend to have that feeling. Sometimes you feel like all my efforts are wasted. I'm not seeing any progress. I'm just stuck. It feels like nothing is working. So to you who is listening right now and you feel stuck, I want to tell you that your efforts count. Your efforts matter. Growth is happening, you are growing, you just can't see it yet. There's something that is changing in you. You just need to be more intentional, be more focused, be more driven. Don't let the challenges, don't let the mistakes that you've made, don't let them limit you. In fact, mistakes come so that you can learn. When you make mistake here, you learn, and then you apply what you've learned from that mistake and do better next time. So I want you to be reassured that you are not a mistake, and your mistakes don't define you. So whatever mistake it is that you've made, or even if you feel stuck right now, just breathe, be calm, try again, you'll get it and you'll do better this time around.
Yeah, we should not be afraid of our failure. We should try again and again instead of that. As you are a writer, don't you think like in this age of artificial intelligence, many people are not fond of reading or writing. They are going through them phones. If they're doing something or reading, they are just doing it on their phone.
Okay, yes, that's one rising issue. Everybody is now AI driven. Yes, AI is good, but we are humans and we have intellect, we have our brains, we have capabilities. So what I just know is that as much as there are writers, there are readers too. Although not everybody loves to write, not everybody loves to read. It just comes from a place of interest and passion, because the direction in which the world is one where the world needs more writers. If you're an artist, if you are a poet, whatever it is, whatever field of writing at all, you just have to develop your skill. Although AI, artificial intelligence, is there to help us to refine our writings or help us, but it all comes from a place of interest and driven passion from within. Even myself, sometimes I use AI to refine my writings, but it first comes from a place of raw knowledge, writing down these things I want to talk about, and then AI can help me refine it based on my tone or how I feel like it would meet the audience needs. So that's just one thing I can say about that.
Yeah, you are right. Like AI cannot think like humans. It just give the answer based on its algorithm and the data given to it. Just
Exactly. Exactly.
okay. Now, like everyone want personal growth. So, can you share your three habits that have genuinely transformed your life?
Okay, thank you. First, I would say prayers. I don't want to say I'm so much, because the thing is, there's a common saying that the spiritual controls the physical. So whatever it is, when we have plans, when we have goals, we need to commit them to God's hand. He's the one that leads us. He's the one that guides us. In fact, sometimes our plans fail because we do not involve God. We do not involve Him in our plans. So first, one thing that keeps me going is that I as much as I make my plans, I commit them to God's hand. Lead me, guide me. That's one thing. So I would say prayers go a long way, in my in actualization of some of my goals. Prayers. And then two is focus. Sometimes when we make plans and we don't really focus on them. Many people have ideas, they have plans, but one thing is, once you are focused, once you are committed to it, you will definitely actualize those plans, even if it takes time, even if it takes longer than you expected. Once you are committed and you are focused on it, you would also get the results that you desire. And then three is resilience. In fact, that's the stage where I am right now. Work has been so stressful, and I'm just here and there. So I've just really learned that staying resilient is one thing that can help you on the long run. Because if you're not resilient, you will back down. You would want to just, I want to quit. No, but you can't quit, because quitters never win. So one thing I can can say also is that resilience helps. So these three areas, focus and resilience.
Okay, that's wonderful. So, can you hear me right now? Grace, can you hear me? Grace, can you hear me? Hello, Grace, can you hear me? Okay, we were discussing about that the three habits we should have. She has discussed about the focus, like we should be focused towards our dreams, toward our goals, towards we are having going to achieve. And the other thing mentioned about the resilience. We should be resilient in our dreams, in our work, in all everywhere. I think. Hello, Grace. Can you hear me? And one should be self-awareness, how to become self-aware. And she mentioned about her the royal dog, about his journey, and he tell about us to remain consistent in our life, to achieve our goals, to achieve our havings. And she talk about microbiologists, like what was that, and like that. Hello, doc. I think you are having internet problem. Let me wait for her, maybe. Doc, can you hear me right now? I think your mic is muted or like that something. No, I can't hear you. Now your video is clear, but your voice is not coming. Okay, we were discussing about that the three habits we should have. She has discussed about the focus, like now you are muted. Please unmute yourself. Now speak. No, I couldn't catch your voice. I don't know what happened. Let me put back. No, still no voice. I don't know what happened to your mic. I cannot hear you.
It's unmuted right here, but I can't. I
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you for some time. Again, no voice. But for some time, your voice came to me.
oh,
Now it's coming. It's coming now.
so can
Yeah, yeah. So I
you
can
hear
hear you.
me?
So moving toward next question. Now tell me that how can someone use self-awareness to stop comparing themselves to other? Grace, can you hear me? Okay, dear wonderful audience. Hope so you liked today's session, and it was a very wonderful, very amazing session with Grace. And I came to know about his journey and very beautiful questions, and she answered it very good way. And hope so it was also very informative for you because we discuss about self growth, self awareness, resilience, consistency, reading books like that. So it is a very full of information. So stay connected with me for more interviews like this. And once again, thank you so much for coming to my session, Grace. I'm really honored and I'm very thankful to you for giving me your time.